building. High priestess in the building, didn't let my fears kill me. Transmuted my pain in that cleanse in the rain. Down out, I was worth it and I conquered my demons. I accepted my purpose and the goddess I became. My incense, I have this particular car color. It's the most brightest. You cannot miss this car. And I just now look at the car and I say no. I just say no, not today. Apparently in my city now, everyone owns this fucking car. Apparently,
Yeah,
it's annoying.
you're like, no, it's not happening.
Just no, just no right now. Just let me be. Let me be in my world. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if you believe in the separate souls coming together or the joined soul that decided to split for twin flames.
I used to read about a lot of that. I honestly don't know how I view it anymore. I just know that that's a twin. That's my twin. That's the male version of me. And it's something too that I can't really explain. So, but I have thought about that. I just I haven't formed a final conclusion on is it split or, I haven't formed one. What's yours?
I believe it is the one soul. I believe it's the true twin flame dynamic, and only because of what I was able to see in a past life regression. And in a past life regression, I actually saw in one life, he was there with me. He was there to get me when I passed. He came to get me, and we went together in this place of energy. We were in this specific place together. Our energy had merged back together. So that was trippy to even see that, and it's crazy. Before I did the past life, I would sit in these meditations where I would be in this energy place and he would come in there and I would be like, I didn't even call you in my fucking meditation. Like, I did meditation by myself, and it would irritate me. Like, why the fuck are you in my meditation? I'm sitting here trying to be in my Zen. But the past life regression kind of helped me see that energy source that I go back to, we're both attached to that shit. And it was just like, oh, okay. And then I kind of looked more into the levels of our soul, spirit, body, how we're connected to, our creator energy, how we're interconnected with each other. And even though we have this piece of the soul connected, we have the spirit, which some people say spirit, some people say higher self. I kind of gravitate more to higher self, which is another part of us. So just kind of looking at those things, for me, it was kind of confirmed that way. And just the level of the connection of just even the connecting in the dream state and things like that. And really my past life was what had me really see that portion of after death of where we went.
Yeah, and it does seem like when you're in that dream state, more things are revealed to you, or sometimes things are revealed to you that you understand when you're there, but when you wake up, it's like that you can't explain it. It's no way you can really explain it in this realm. It doesn't make sense. So
logically.
It
don't make sense anyway. There's no logic. Anyone with a logical mind, like I have strong Virgo in my chart, so me trying to figure out the twin flame was fucking maddening.
I bet it was. I bet it was. Anybody who usually uses a lot of logic and they have to experience something like that, I know that's rough. I know it is.
I've had to really surrender. And I've had so many towers to surrender to this shit because I'd be like, it doesn't fucking make sense. There's no way. Yeah. I told you, I mean, maybe 2 years of just trying to prove he was a karmic. Because it just didn't make sense. So Virgos out there, I feel you. So, you guys look, the crazy thing of I love the differences of all the soul contracts, and just, I think, me personally, if people just kind of look at it for what can you take from your connections, and the surrender part to people may not be here forever. Like it's okay to let
Yeah.
go, and being
Yeah.
okay with that, I think is a big
Hmm.
thing too, because I think people struggle with letting go. As you see people who
Yeah.
are like, I was with a narcissist forever, and it's like, do you even know what a narcissist is?
Right. You know?
You're describing a manipulator. It's like you're describing an
Right.
emotional manipulator. I don't know if it's a
Yeah.
narcissist, because we get so empath and narcissist. Like, I'm an empath, so I just automatically bring in narcissists, and I'm like, is it possible that you have narcissistic tendencies yourself? I don't know. Is it possible?
Right. Yeah, and that's another thing about looking at extensions of yourself. I know when I came across Neville Goddard's teachings about how God resides within you, like that really resonated with me. Like when stuff
Mhm.
resonates with me, it makes me just like fall down and cry. Like for me, I
Yes.
know that's my truth. I can't
Yeah.
push it on everybody. I usually just talk about it with people who I already know is going to relate to that.
Right.
But that his description of God residing within us, God being our imagination, and people being extensions of you, like everybody, that all of that just really resonated with me. Some people don't like hearing that, but for me, I feel like when I understood that, it gave me power. I was
Right.
just like, you know what, that's me. If this is
Right.
me, like, what am I trying to tell myself from this form? Like, what am I supposed to, and it kind of, that might sound narcissistic, but it's like, no, like, I need to understand, like, that's me. If I
Right.
don't like that version of myself, what is it? What am I supposed to be learning? So
Right.
that's how I take all my power back. I'm like, well, that's just me anyway, acting up or acting out.
Right.
And, for me, it's just so much more power in knowing
Right.
stuff like that or taking on that philosophy.
It's crazy because I have not come across him, but I wholeheartedly believe that God is
Yeah.
within you. You are not separate
Hmm.
from that creator energy. You never
Right.
were. And I
Yep.
think, unfortunately, because of the system, and of course, we know religion is a big part of that system, they broke
Yeah.
us down to think we were nothing, to think that we were separate from
Mhm.
that energy.
Mhm.
And I'm one of those ones that screams it like, no, you have it in you. You are connected. This is why you're
Right.
a co-creator
Right.
in this life. You are creating with God's energy
Mhm.
within you. You're not separate
Mhm.
from that energy. And I think the
Yep.
people that look at you like, well, who the fuck do you think you are? I'm like, let me remind
Right.
you real quick. Not my ego, but let me remind you, Jesus is not
Right.
the only son of God. You know what I mean? Like, I
I
know he did
have
some
just a
amazing
complete.
shit.
Yes, yes. Like my understanding of God is just so different. Like I know people like view God as just like this big light source, and I'm like, God got some of everything. Where you think Satan
Right,
came from? Like, it's extensions. It's all different
right,
egos.
right. Light does not
So
exist without dark, and I wholeheartedly believe that.
yeah,
You
yeah,
and that's why I'm like the fluffy spiritual community of light bullshit oh, we're all light and there's no dark. I'm like, no, you all are 2 seconds away from murdering someone.
exactly,
You all have the
exactly.
capability, because put you in a room where you have to choose you over someone else, most
Right,
likely you're going to choose you. You're not going to stay in that loving light. Oh, I'm just going to let you murder me today because I'm
you're
loving
right.
light. Get the
Uh,
fuck out of here. No.
exactly. So I'm all about self mastery and having to understand how both of those energies work.
Right.
You don't have to dwell in it, but you're supposed to know when to use them.
Right.
So, that's my thought on divine. And
Right.
with that whole number being 7, to me, that's divine because you're at the
Right.
apex and you're looking at 3 3, you're that apex. So that's just how I see it.
Right.
As mastery, because and that's why I think too, when they were talking about in the Bible, I don't know the Bible by heart, but like when they were talking about how on the seventh day God rested, to me that I always think of the chariot now, and I'm just like, mm. He's looking at this side, he's looking at that, so he see the whole angles of the
Right.
creation.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm like, yeah, no, we're here to come but we're still connected. That connection is never, and that's another thing I learned on this path. True, like
Hmm.
I always tell past life regression, and it's something that I'm getting certified in because I love it so much, and I know that it can help. Because one of my first
Hmm.
lives, which was like fucking ancient years ago, on here, I was disconnected because I ended up being
Hmm.
murdered, and I kind of tethered myself to this world, this realm, should we say. And for some reason, I disconnected. And then when I did kind of go, I didn't really go where I was supposed to go. So I kind of sat in this space of nothing.
Hmm.
And I didn't like that. There was just nothing there. I
Okay.
was kind of felt very just abandoned, my first very
Hmm.
abandonment kind of energy, which was
Hmm.
meant for me to go through it, meant for me to go, because
Hmm.
that's been a
Hmm.
theme of something that I've had to overcome. And it's
Yeah.
just trickled through lives. And then into this
Exactly.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is pretty
Yeah.
trippy. I think I think people get so afraid to look outside of what they know. And again,
Hmm.
I'm not trying to convert anyone out of religion, but I think you can believe what you believe and still look into other things and the possibilities. Like
Hmm.
why does past life have to be so nope, that's not real. That's crazy.
Right.
Why
Yeah.
why does it we have to be separate from God? Why is that a crazy thought? Like why it's like then we're just
Yeah.
meaningless on this earth, and then we're just not here for
Hmm.
nothing. And
Hmm.
I love what you said about mastery, because I love that. And it's like this is why you've come. You're your particular sign for a reason. You were born. You into your
Hmm.
family for a certain reason. All of the things that you've gone through have made you get to this place to master all of that and get to a sense of
Yep.
understand. And then you expand that, your consciousness, or however people want to look at it, your knowledge or your consciousness. And then it's like,
Hmm.
oh, keep growing and growing. I don't know why
Yeah.
people get so afraid of that though.
Yeah, well, mainly I feel like it's because of what is taught in religious books, especially like, well, I used to read Quran, and it was
Mm,
like certain um phrases in there, or paragraphs talking about, like, if you question certain things, then you're going to hell. So of course, it's like, oh well, I don't want to even think
right,
outside. Forgive me for even questioning. I'm sorry. So
right,
you get so afraid that you just stay docile and
right, right,
do what's told to you.
right. And I'm
So.
like, everyone gets so caught up on this hell, but I'm like, you do know we can have hell on earth. Like hell is here. People go through
Mhm.
hellish states. And it's like
Exactly.
actually create the suffering more than what we need to on this planet.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it's kind of like everyone's afraid of where they're going, but you're not afraid of where you are right now.
Exactly.
I was working and I conquered my demons. I accepted my purpose and the goddess I became.